Hello, everyone, and welcome back to This Week in Guns, brought to you proudly by Patriot Patch Company and Primary Arms. This show offers commentary on all of the latest, greatest, and worst firearms industry news, information, and buzz. I'm your host, Matthew Larosiere, and I'm here with my co-host, Shawn Herrin, who I just saw in Georgia. Shawn, how is it going?
Good, man. Glad to be home for a couple days at least, but yeah, Georgia's beautiful in the spring.
Yeah, man, it was really gorgeous. The weather was nice. So yeah, we went to the Iraq Veteran 8888 yearly shoot and had an awesome time. Got to check out a lot of really interesting, cool guns. I got to check out and shoot the new Kel-Tec P50 and just a bunch of other cool stuff. Shawn, what did you shoot that you really liked or that stood out?
Let's see. Well, there's some stuff there. So DigiTrigger has some stuff. They've got electronic binary trigger. We shot their version 1 and we had problems with it, but it also did pretty well in some things. But their version 2 fixed every single problem that we had with the version 1, and their select fire, like full auto with the adjustable rates of fire, is amazing.
Yeah, no, I got to hang out with those guys, and it was really because they saw me with the TAC-9 and they were like, I want to see if this fits. And then we looked and we're like, yeah, it fits. So, and then he showed me, it was so fascinating. So it's, and he wanted to, when I was like, oh yeah, I'm actually into the legal side of these things. He's like, oh, and we started talking about the design, and it's really, really, really cool the way they did it. And I think they are 100% on the right side of the law with it. I think it's 100% good to go. And it knows, so, with a lot of binary triggers, you can overrun the bolt easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Their new version knows when the hammer is down, basically when it's out of battery.
Exactly.
And so it's not programmed. So it's not one of the things that would be a legal concern, but when that happens, it just waits.
Exactly. Yeah. We overran the first one all the time. And so that was a big thing that I was like, okay, this is amazing. And Gabe, one of the guys that works there, I've known him for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years now. I don't know, 5 or 6, whatever. And he's a great guy, so I'm glad to see them doing well. And I think Mean Arms actually had some stuff that I thought was interesting. I don't know. They have full polymer lowers and lower parts kit.
Okay.
But it's done in a different way from anyone that I've ever seen before. So the entire buffer extension is aluminum, and it's molded into the polymer of the bottom part. And then even for the fire control group, the parts that need to be metal are metal, and they're molded into the plastic as well. And I just thought that it was kind of clever, especially because I'm not a big polymer lower fan, but this seems to have metal in the appropriate areas, the points of weakness. So I think that's kind of interesting. I know them for their endo mags, which I couldn't live without. They're amazing.
Right. Yeah, no, that was pretty interesting. It does make me kind of wonder why, right? Because when you have the integrated metal stuff, it a lot of times kind of negates the cost saving stuff. So I guess for lightness, maybe.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, wait a minute. Did you see their 9mm bearing delay bolt?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that
pretty dope. Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, I looked at that. I was playing with it. Yeah. It was really, really cool. There's also a company that had a really dope AR to Glock conversion magwell. But one of the things that
Stern,
yeah. One of the things that I was most fascinated by or most impressed by was there was a young man out there who had designed a 3D printed AR-10 lower in 308, and he let me shoot it, and the thing ran perfectly.
That's cool.
Yeah, all 3D printed, and he wasn't even using PLA Plus, just regular PLA, and the thing ran.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool too. Oh, and I shot the Glock binary trigger from JSD Supply.
Oh, I didn't try that.
It's a prototype, but eventually it's going to be awesome.
How was it?
It had a 25-pound trigger pull, so it was really unpleasant to shoot.
New York cop clock.
Yeah. However, it will get there, and you can see a lot of promise coming out of that. And I really like JSD Supply anyway. So
yeah, they're a cool company for sure.
Definitely.
Speaking of cool companies,
yeah,
right? What's going on with those primary boys.
Well, there's a company called Primary Arms, and they have all kinds of stuff on their website. I was just cruising. I thought you would actually be into this.
It's my favorite flavor of Gatteries.
Yeah, 545 by 39, actually in stock.
What's the money amount?
$849 for 20, I believe.
Not horrible. I mean, way better than those, 556 losers pay.
Exactly.
Right now.
Exactly. Yep. But I was just surprised to actually see it in stock because I haven't seen it in stock in a while.
Right. And that's new production stuff. Non-corrosive looks like.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely give that a check out if you are into, God's chosen caliber. If you're into inferior cartridges and platforms like the AR-15, you might have to wait around or pay a lot more.
Absolutely. But yeah, they've got all kinds of good in-stock ammunition, and you can find it all at frn.deals/PA.
Right on. That's awesome. So yeah, guys, go check them out. frndeals/PA.
Yeah. And so frn.deals.
frn.deals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my computer brain skips over the dots.
Me too. I was being clever when I registered that domain. This is where we are now.
Right. As androids, we have to live with our shortcomings.
Truth.
So, geez, this is a big one that I'm sure everyone would be very upset if we didn't talk about.
Okay.
What about old Chippy at his hearings today?
I heard that he just lied all day.
Yeah, that's what they do, but in addition to that, so he made a pretty pathetic display attempting to humanize himself. The Republican Senate didn't do too great of a job, but under just the lamest, weakest scrutiny, I think he kind of faltered. So from what I understand, Ted Cruz asked him how he would want to treat the AR-15. And in so many words, he talked about putting regular old ARs onto the NFA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So pretty rough. I think I think if you're trying to get confirmed, you don't, show your most aggressive hand like that. He did also say that, no, that wasn't him in the Waco picture.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I mean, again, he lied all day. So
yeah.
I would still call that not busted nor confirmed.
Yeah.
And I got to give him credit. He did, when Ted Cruz asked him those hard-hitting questions about AR-15s, he did thank Mr. Cruz for offering him a Dr. Pepper the day before. Apparently, Ted Cruz, when he was grilling him the day before in his office, offered him a Dr. Pepper, and this touched Chipman, probably because he's never been treated like a human being in his life.
Okay, he seems crazy to me. He just seems like a little bit of a psycho.
I mean, yeah.
Thank somebody for a Dr. Pepper. Really? This is your confirmation hearing.
Right. Yeah. Because he's just like, oh, be a human being, don't seem like a murderer. What would a non-murderer say? Oh, yesterday you offered me a soda.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. So I didn't watch any of it or really pay attention to it. Was it, you said the GOP kind of turned in a weak performance. I
mean, I think, yeah, anything aside from physical harm at this point is
weak performance. Fair.
Yeah, I'm joking, but they could have been more pointed. They could have more questioned the legitimacy of everything that's going on. But Chipman, and while Chipman said, and this is all secondhand because I didn't get to watch the whole thing either, but apparently Chipman said that he would stick to enforcing the laws on the books, which whatever that means, right? But that he thought that AR-15s, due to something about their unique lethality, which again, right, should be under the NFA, and something about how suppressors don't belong in the hands of anybody's but a criminal or whatever.
Oh my God.
Which I don't know. I just bought a Chiappa Little Badger specifically to attach a suppressor to, and I don't think that gun has many criminal possible purposes.
Right. Oh man.
I just want to shoot iguans and not hurt my ears.
Good Lord. So yeah, pretty disastrous then.
Yeah, and I don't and especially when you show your hand like that, I think that even I think that he kind of, I don't know, I don't see him going through. because there's a couple of call them sympathetic Democrats in the Senate as well, and I don't think after you say stuff like that you get their vote.
Good.
So yeah, that's my opinion, which again is worthless, is that he probably shot himself in the foot. This is probably it for him. As for whether that was a tactical decision or not, I don't know.
Interesting, man. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't, because I really don't want him to.
Well, I'm just wondering who they will dig out of their cauldron if he doesn't go through.
God, yeah. I'm sure they have, plan B, plan C, and plan D waiting in the wings.
Or it could be that they're just like, okay, they could be like, okay, we tried, and then keep shoving everything through the acting director. Yeah. Which has been the course for a long time now.
Yeah, it has.
So, like, this whole thing might just be a dog and pony show. I don't know.
What would we really want out of the ATF director, I guess?
To stop it.
Right. Day one, shut it all down.
Yeah. Don't go to work.
Yeah. I'm like,
just let your email pile up.
No one is going to make us happy, I don't think, as gun owners and freedom people.
Well, especially because of the way they just answer to the president all the time.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you could get some resistance out of an ATF director, and then they could just be immediately replaced.
Exactly. Maybe what we really need to do is pass some laws that says that we can't have an acting director in a position like that we actually have to have somebody confirmed, and then force them to put somebody in instead of just, using all these lame ducks who are just so happy to have gotten a job.
Right.
Is this is it cabinet? No.
Well, it is technically a cabinet position, right? Because it's an administrative agency. I think the director might have to be removed for cause, but that's pretty easy to drum up. I'm not 100% sure on that though. But still, and that's one of the reasons I think that they might be putting in a half-hearted effort here. But yeah, I really don't know. I'm not as up to date on that part of the process as I should be. So just take that as idle banter, if you will.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I also don't think that much will change, right? Like, what do we care if he's sitting in the chair versus Regina Lombardo, right? Like, it's the same crap.
It is, yeah.
And you're talking about passing laws. Well, I'm like, why don't we get to work repealing laws?
Agreed.
Yeah. But I think they forgot how to do that, because even when and we see in all these states when they're like, oh, they're going to get rid of the ban or whatever, they pass another law that's 400 pages, and then one of the things it does is just delete a couple words.
Right.
I hate
that. We see that a lot, especially in local government.
Right. Yeah. It's like, let's make it more complicated.
Yes.
But you don't have pistol permits now, but you added all this weird stuff. And what is this about seals?
You can only carry 3 rounds or less in your clip.
Clip, if you have the intention of seeking out a seal.
Exactly.
Leave it open as to whether it's the animal or the government agent.
Or the pop artist from the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's true.
Kiss from a Rose, man. He got this somehow.
Oh man. Well, anyway, you have anything else on that?
No, not really. I'm reasonably indifferent, which I know is irresponsible, but hey, it's who I am.
Yeah, I think that it would be bad if he were confirmed, but I also don't think that we would, at the end of the day, notice a tremendous difference.
Yeah.
But so next up, this was really interesting, and I was really glad to watch this unfold. There was a Twitter gentleman by the name of 00 Meat, and he posed the question, and me and Control Pew were tagged in this question, saying, basically he said, I want a list of the consequences of what would happen if every Nerf gun suddenly became an 80% receiver under this new definition. And then a couple hours later, he came back with CAD. He goes, I'll let you guess what this is.
Oh, boy.
It's very clearly a barrel insert and a converted Nerf Dart to discharge at 22.
Oh, I see it. Yeah,
yeah. And he goes, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the biggest FFL of them all? That's right, Walmart. And so yeah, he posted this stuff. He posted a couple of like there's his early mock-up, and he goes, I don't know if I want to test fire this thing. And that's when I stepped in, and me and Vin, Kevin Nugent, went to the Walmart and bought a bunch of Nerf blasters, and I just came back with, I got you, fam. So we are definitely working on this.
Okay, that's quite amazing, actually.
I'm really stoked about this because and especially, you know, I want to keep it so that it is unquestionably the Nerf gun that is the final receiver.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of hurdles to do there, but this is, I mean, like, but Meat came up with that already. And I think his design should work. It shouldn't work very safely, but I think I think it should work.
The only thing that I can't quite tell, so it looks like the Nerf Dart just has like a little pin in it or something.
The Nerf Dart is the firing pin, yeah.
Yeah,
it's got an offset firing pin.
It looks like it's 22 LR, which is rim fire, and that pin just hitting it in the middle. I don't.
No, it's on the edge.
Oh, is it on the edge? Okay.
Right. So the idea is that that pin can orbit around the rim.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter where, you know, what orientation it's loaded. The Nerf Dart will strike centrally, and thus the firing pin will be offset to the rim.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So yeah, I mean, the obvious problem with that design is bolt thrust, because the cartridge is going to want to exit that chamber, and the only thing keeping it forward will be a somewhat heavy Nerf Dart. So I'm interested to just see what happens with it. So I think I may or may not be testing that original design. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah. But if the cartridge expels out the back,
I think there should still be enough.
Yeah.
So the force of the modified dart hitting, right, and then we've also got that like pre-ignition thing, right? There'll still be some energy going forward after ignition starts.
Yeah.
I think it'll be enough to get the bullet going down the barrel.
Same. I mean, the ignition starts, and that's all very like just crazy fast.
Right.
Gas expands. The pressure is going to come once the projectile starts moving out of the cartridge.
Right.
And I think that even if it did come back, yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Well, the thing is, 22 LR is healed, so it does have like quite a bit of a jump to do before the bullet starts going.
Yeah.
But again, once it starts going, I mean, even if it's coming out at like half the velocity, right, and the case is coming back with a vengeance, I think it's still a firearm. And I think whatever little modifications that you do to that Nerf gun make it, under the new definition, probably 80% or more, which was 00 Meat's intention there.
Yeah.
So, you know, basically 00 Meat, his whole purpose in doing this is to get people to reconsider the consequences of considering non-firearms firearms. And that's something that I can really get behind, because
totally.
I mean, if it is, and so like, let's say we do this and we make the thing and we send it to ATF, and we're like, all right, ATF, where do I put the serial number?
Yeah.
You know,
that's pretty awesome.
They got to say something. And I think given the definition, it kind of looks like that incomplete little thing that we got might be the receiver.
Wow.
I just wonder what they'll do with that.
I know. I don't know. I can't even imagine where that goes.
It's the most poison of poison pills.
It is.
It's so poisonous.
It is. But still, at the same time,
what they'll want to do is call the insert the firearm. And so that's why it has to be designed very specifically, so that it just has no firearm characteristics.
Right. So it's just a tube.
Right. Well, or as tubular and as non, right.
Yeah.
Definitional as it can be, because there are those sub-caliber inserts for like flare guns and stuff, and you know, that's as close as we can get. And from what I understand, most of those are not firearms, you know, right, for a variety of reasons. And once you install it, once you install it in the thing is once you've made a firearm.
Right.
So that's, I'm just so giddy with excitement over that. I think that's going to be a total, you know, we talk about idiocracy a lot.
Yeah.
That's, there's your evidence. Another cool way to handle the rimfire problem is actually something the French did on an open bolt 22 semi-auto, which no, open bolt guns are not banned. My video on that is coming out soon. And that's the firing pin is just a blade all across the center of the bolt. And the reason they did that was actually to combat the ignition problems you get with 22 LR. Well, sometimes, when you strike, you don't hit enough compound. So with this French design where it's just a blade, you get 2 strikes. And that's even easier to make with home equipment than an offset firing pin. So I think that might be a way going forward.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. I can't wait.
Are you joining the testing crew?
I might as well.
Another brave soul volunteered.
Let me go buy some heavy gloves.
Yeah, we've got catcher's mitts and big goggles. Although I think a vice and a string is a better way to go.
Yeah, I've got gun vices. We'll be good. We'll be fine.
There we go. Well, at least one of us does. So next up, there's this Czech company. They're called CZ or CB or something or other. And after they went through a bunch of flaming hoops, they are the proud new owner of some like FUD company that I've never heard of that operates in the US and Canada.
Okay. I
think it's called Bolt or something.
Never heard of her.
Oh yeah. What something horse related? COLT.
They're COLT. Oh, yeah. They're still around?
Well, now I guess.
Huh, weird.
But yeah, so it's done. They've completed the acquisition and they're super excited and stuff like that. I just thought we should touch on this.
Yeah. What kind of hoops did they have to like jump through?
So there's huge problems, of course, in a foreign entity taking control of all of this highly regulated technical data, machinery, equipment, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of approvals that the company has to go through, both on the US and Canadian side.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Well, it makes sense given our bureaucratic hellscape. But,
correct. It's not good, but it makes sense.
Yeah. It's typical or to be expected, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Right. But yeah, so that's, I don't know, maybe they'll do something cool, or maybe they'll just keep making the revolvers with flashing on the grips.
We will see. Like, I have some respect for CZ. Some of their stuff is fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I probably have more respect for CZ than I do for COLT.
Yeah. I mean, his story, like a long time ago, COLT was amazing.
Yeah. Right.
But not so much now.
Right. But so, yeah, maybe, here's to new beginnings, etc.
Good to hear.
So this is cool. Texas is trying to become a suppressor haven of some sort.
Okay.
So the Texas Senate has just passed HB 957. It's headed over to the desk of Governor Gregg Abbott for his signature. And this is I hesitate to use the word sanctuary or whatever. This is just a really interesting codified approach to Commerce Clause problems in gun law. So basically what the law says is it says suppressors made in Texas of Texas components of Texas materials are not subject to federal regulation, which is true because the law specifically said in interstate commerce for the NFA, and prohibits state and local law enforcement from giving effect to those laws and remove suppressors from state regulations. So basically the result is here to say we're not enforcing that. State and local guys, you're not allowed to give force to that. And we're affirmatively stating that if it's only ever been in Texas, only ever used in Texas, made of Texas materials, it's without the scope of the feds. What the law does not do is protect you from the feds, which it can't do because that would be a, supremacy problem.
Okay. So it's like the guy who bought one of these in Kansas with similar.
Right. Well, his situation was weirder, right? Because he seemed to have admit that it was surplus interstate stuff that he was involved in. So his situation was a little weirder, but more or less, yes, same type of legal approach, without as many outright preemption problems as Kansas's law had. Like this is much more respectful of the way the legal system works. And it's a very informed, I'd say highly intelligent way to handle the sanctuary problem. So I like it. I think I think if ATF wanted to do something, they'd have a huge proof problem to overcome. But of course, as people always say, you don't want to be the test case. I mean, unless you do, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this looks good, man. Texas is pretty dope. And yeah, and I agree with we've got a good article from International Sportsman that we've linked, and it does very clearly, and I agree with the way this discusses, it does not protect you from ATF or federal regulations at all.
Which, yeah, I mean, this is cool.
Right.
It does seem rather elegant in its construction.
Right. Yeah, no, it's good. And yeah, and here they also mentioned the Jeremy Kettler case.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, where he purchased a made in Kansas silencer, blah blah, and he got prosecuted. And yeah. They were convicted, but yeah, like I said, the factual situation in that case, I might be wrong, but there was, when I read into it, it seemed like there was some weird stuff going on in the background of that particular case.
Yeah.
So that they might not have been able to avail themselves of the, Commerce Clause protections. But and that's always what happens, right? When they get you, they sniff really hard because they don't want to lose.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Well, good job, Texas.
Yeah, cool thing, Texas. Nice.
Keep up the good work.
Right. So now Washington, bad.
Ugh.
Good Texas, bad Washington.
Bad Washington.
So Washington Governor Inslee has signed SB 5038, and that bill prohibits the open carry of a firearm within 250 feet of a permitted demonstration in a public place. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. It's stupid.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I read the law, and it's actually quite confusing. There's a lot of different prohibitions that were already on the books, and this basically modifies those. And it seems to cover also like when you have your weapon in your car.
Yeah.
But I will say it does say that the prohibition takes place after you've been noticed and told to leave. So
okay.
It doesn't, well, I mean, that doesn't like make it okay, but it kind of makes it, what that's done is that's designed to make it harder to shoot this down on a constitutionality challenge.
Yeah.
On a facial challenge. Because it's going to be really hard to get a clean case involving this.
Then you're trespassing, basically.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. And so then it's like, are they going to charge you under the gun law? No, they're not. They're if any prosecutor who is not like breathing from his mouth and like actively like bleeding from his eyeballs is going to just go, let's just trespass him. Right.
Yep.
Because it's a gross misdemeanor, and it's like, let's just get him for the other misdo, right? They're not going to go for the. It doesn't give them much of a reason. This law is clearly designed to just keep people from arming themselves at or near assemblies. I think that it's pretty toothless, and it's one of those things that will permeate the public conscious and just get people not to do this, without actually needing to be enforced.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Which is, quite pernicious. It's really problematic.
Also a pretty elegant thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully the other direction.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they were like, the bad guys, it seems that they can hire good lawyers too.
Ugh, the worst.
And here we're going to say some nice things about law enforcement for those guys who've left us those negative Yelp reviews or whatever it is. So there's a county in Claiborne County. Wow. Okay. There's a county in
Claiborne
County residents.
Oops, my bad.
Texas.
Hey,
there's a place in Mississippi, and it's called Claiborne County. They're offering gun safety and training classes to ensure vulnerable people can be armed and ready if needed. There was I like this line from the article. There was a retired school administrator who took the class, who performed so well that she kept her target as a souvenir. And she said, "I'm hanging my target on my back door so my children will know that I am very capable of popping a cap."
Wonderful.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
That is pretty cool. Like, there's probably a lot of elderly people who are, on a fixed income or whatever, who now with current world events are wanting to get into gun ownership and they don't have the money for training. So, this kind of help, it might be, there are not many good uses of state resources, but I think this could be one of them.
I actually just heard someone was telling me a story of their local sheriff's office does tons of stuff like this.
Really?
Yeah, a small county in Georgia, actually. I literally was just hearing about something like this. Do all kinds of concealed carry classes and even more advanced classes for the local public and provide them like free of charge. And I was like, that's kind of awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, hell, and that's happening in a blue state like Georgia. So
yeah, it shocks me that Georgia's a blue state. Like, I still can't quite fathom that, considering
I was giving the guys there at the event some gripe. They were like, "Yeah, wow, it's amazing y'all can do this in a blue state." It was after they called me a Floridian, not Southern. I gave them the them the business.
You got to. Yeah, but good on the
Claiborne County.
Yeah, Claiborne County.
Yeah, right on. Pretty cool. And they're talking about how they'd like to get the funding to open up a state range for the public there. So those are, I'm of two minds about those two, but when I was living in Alabama, I was really glad to have access to a, subsidized range.
Heck yeah.
Okay. You got anything else to say about this, Shawn?
No, man. That's awesome.
Right on. Awesome. Possum. Not awesome. Man shot mere hours after police take his gun. So this is a Michigan story. It's covered by the Click on Detroit. This is a Inkster man. So it's kind of vague what happened. So basically his girlfriend was shot and she didn't die. She was making a recovery. The police came to investigate the shooting. And they're like, okay, well, we're going to take your gun to make sure that it wasn't the gun that was used to shoot her, your girlfriend. The shooting we're here to investigate.
Okay.
It makes sense. So they take his gun and leave, and a couple hours later, the men who shot his girlfriend came back and shot him in the head.
Good Lord. What did they do? I'm curious.
They protected and served him.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean what did these guys do?
Yeah, what they made somebody very mad.
Deluxe mad. I mean, I would assume.
It's funny you say deluxe because the guy's name is Burness King. I was like, that sounds an awful lot like Burger King. It just
is woefully close.
It made me laugh. Okay, no.
I didn't notice that.
All right. So they come and they take it. Is that standard procedure? It seems like it is. Like if there's no witnesses and you just like, hey, my girlfriend's shot, they would probably see you as a suspect, right?
I mean, is it? I don't know. You'd think that. I don't know. I haven't been involved in many girlfriend shootings, thank God.
Yeah.
But I would think that if there weren't circumstances that were suspicious, that it shouldn't be standard procedure. I don't know who called the police there to investigate, or whatever like that. And I would also generally assume that the girlfriend would have been quite vocal once she was out of, range of the boyfriend, if it had been the boyfriend.
Okay, that's very fair right there. Also, right. I mean, Burness, one gun, bro.
Yeah, you need to have your decoy guns for these situations.
Right. But it sucks, man. Like it sucks.
This wall.
Like not saying he would have been able to defend himself. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't, but at least he would have a chance, right?
Chance for sure. Right.
And
this is one of those jurisdictions where it's very hard to legally have a gun, right?
Yeah.
So, it's probably quite an onus on him to have decoy and backup guns.
Definitely. Also, the name of this place, Inkster, Michigan.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, Inkster. It sounds like some shitty tech
startup. Is this a city or is this like a Detroit borough? Like, that's what I didn't quite understand.
I don't know. Probably a borough or something.
Yeah, like, how people with cities have to like get uppity and say, no, I'm in,
right.
super town. I'm not, in Inkster.
Yeah, I don't live in Detroit. I live in Inkster. There's a big look it up, sweaty.
Yeah, no, like in DC, I was always dealing with that. Like, 3 blocks separate, whatever. I don't remember any of those boring places, but like Metro Center and Mount whatever, like it was crap like that. But it's all, your address says Washington D.C., loser, and you're 3 blocks away.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, yeah, it sucks, man. If it is standard procedure, it probably
that should not be.
Shouldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if the story is some men came up and shot us, and like there's reason to believe that. I'm sure that there would be some evidence, right? Like in a standard domestic dispute, there's usually not bullets coming from outside the house.
Yeah.
How about some police work? I don't know. That's what I would say.
Fair. It's tough to say. There's like so few details in that article.
Yeah, which kind of like leads you to believe that something might have been sketchy. To be fair.
Yeah.
Like usually when they're silent, it's because they don't want to talk.
Agreed.
But hey, I'll try to check back into this and we'll see what, if anything surfaces. Because this is, if it is a situation where it's like, hey, no, like we both agreed, someone else shot her, I'm scared, and the cops took the gun, like that's bad.
Yeah, that's really crappy.
Yep, that's pretty foul. But
speaking of foul,
Saki.
I don't like her.
That's kind of awful name is that. Jen Psaki.
Yuck. She's icky. Saki's icky.
Yeah, look at her. She's kind of like, ad hominems are only okay if you work in the federal government. This is also a very ugly person.
She really is, both physically and mentally.
I think I could park my Cadillac on that forehead. Like
it's a 5 head.
No, that's like a 21 head.
True. I don't have
like, you could come in for a landing with a 737 on that thing.
I love ad hominem.
I agree. But anyway, so runway head Psaki says she was asked at a press conference whether the U.S. has a crime problem, given, recently what might happen after you lock a bunch of people in their homes and then suddenly let them out in the hot with each other.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, there's been a blip in violent crime. And so she was asked whether we have a crime problem. And so the answer is, well, I would certainly say there's a guns problem. And then pivoted to bloviating about promises for gun control and how the president would agree with her and the president's going to do that.
What? Like, It's not violent crime committed with a gun. It's violent crime.
Yeah. No, Shawn, you don't understand. It's the guns, dude.
Well, no.
Look at this. What kind of country do we live in? Look at that. Look at this.
Right?
I am allowed to do that.
Right? Like, look at this.
This is disgusting.
Got a barcode reader right here, just sitting here.
Yeah. That's you do.
I do.
I got a tape gun. I got it straight from Uline.
Oh, wow.
And they shipped it to my door the next day.
That shouldn't be allowed.
No background check.
That's just asking for
I got 3 tape guns.
Let's circle back on that. It's funny that she seems like a very terrible press secretary.
She seems like pretty, just not with it,
Yeah. Do we have a spike in gun crime? Or I'm sorry, do we have a spike in violent crime? We've noticed a spike in violent crime. I can't talk apparently.
Right.
What do you think about that? Well, sweet tea is probably the best kind of tea.
I don't want to just drink like brown water.
Yeah, I see it as exactly that absurd of a response.
Right. Yeah.
And about guns.
Yeah. No. It's sad to me that the default, that people would think that is a reasonable response.
Yeah. Traffic fatalities too increased substantially in 2020. Jen Psaki, it's the guns.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
People are thinking about gun violence while they drive and they can't think, right? They're just, they're so freaked out and they just crash into stuff.
Yeah. They should have circled back. Can't stop, won't stop.
Oh my God. Oh, that's good. No, I had, when I was driving, I saw a pretty brutal crash right behind me in my rearview mirror. Bet you they were thinking about guns.
Probably.
I was thinking about guns. It's a miracle I made it home.
Honestly, yes. I completely agree with that, because if I'm ever in an accident, it'll be because I was thinking about guns.
For sure. Because what else do you do?
Yeah, exactly. All day, every day.
Tape guns, caulk guns.
Sure. bullet guns.
NES Zapper.
Yep.
Sega Justifier. The Namco Gun Con. All of them.
Yeah. I think the U.S. doesn't have a gun problem. It has a radical left problem.
I think we have a problem. I think we have a bad culture. Well, no, actually, no, I take that back. I think that we have a huge problem in that we are trying to federalize a culture of 300 million people.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it 400 now? I don't know. A lot of people. And like check this out. Wherever you live, drive an hour and a half in any direction. Is it the same culture?
I mean, no, not really.
No. Here in Florida, you only have to drive 15 minutes till you get to an entirely like they don't even speak the same language anymore.
Yeah.
Like you go 15 minutes inland here and you start hearing banjos and you can't understand anything. Like, I'm serious.
That's kind of great though.
And I love it, right? But you can't have one culture. You can't agree on everything. We have to stop trying to federalize everything. And then, when you do federalize everything and you're like, I'm on team red and I'm on team blue, like, what do you think people are going to do when you try to, have them interact? It's a powder keg. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is why. And, it's like, you see people like the first thing anyone says when they, like my friends who are dating, they're like, the first thing anyone asks is what they think about the ex-president of the United States. What kind of culture is that? That's garbage.
Right.
That's a garbage-based economy and a trash culture.
I totally 100% agree.
Yeah, we need to just, in my opinion, the way to solve all of this crap is to have it so that the average person has no conception of what the federal government is or does.
That would be ideal.
And not because they're dumb, but because it just doesn't matter.
Right.
Let people worry about their own communities, right? What is relevant to them, and they'll actually probably be able to get a grasp on things that truly matter instead of thinking about, stuff that's happening thousands of miles away all the time. Focus on your family, your friends, your communities. And guess what? You'll get more cohesive units and everything will be better and people will be less likely to want to eat each other. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That was actually very well said. I have nothing to add, honestly. It was well done.
No, I'm fed up, especially when just like, because I've been doing some traveling lately and I just meet all these people that are so awesome and they're so different. And it's like, I've just like, I don't know, whatever pill you want to call it, but I've just come to the decision that there is just no way that you can have everybody in this country on the same wavelength about anything.
Yeah.
Like, and I meet people over, even just in Georgia, from Florida to Georgia, we're both gun guys or whatever. And then we talk about something, different. And it's like, wow, we're like really different. Like we're not the same.
So true, man.
Yeah. Like you with your conception of ice. I mean, I don't understand it.
Yeah. It comes right out of the sky. It's the weirdest thing.
I can't sit with somebody who believes that.
Follow the science, man.
Research it. Is ice real?
No.
Oh my god. This is an interesting thing at the end of this article. So on this Psaki thing, in other words, don't expect Jen Psaki, Joe Biden, or any other supporter of gun control to acknowledge that the problem isn't guns, but a growing indifference to the rule of law itself.
Yeah.
Interesting take. Yeah.
It is. And it's true.
Oh my god. This dog is so cute that Shawn just picked up.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. We need to take screenshots from all of the This Week in Guns just to like see the rate at which this dog has grown.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Fast. This is the most wholesome thing for you audio people. He is being licked and loved right now in a way that you could only dream of.
She's the best.
We don't deserve dogs.
No, she's such a great pack member.
Oh yeah. Good dog. All right. Last up today. Are you familiar with Reno May?
Yeah, man. We've had him on We Like Shooting. I think he's a great dude.
He is such a good dude. He comes on my Discord. I've talked to him so much. Really a good friend. And it broke this week that he has been, and of all the gun tubers, this guy is honest and wholesome and really a kind person. And he just wants to help people out. Demonetized.
Yeah, and doesn't even really shoot guns on his channel.
Right?
He just talks.
Yeah. But he does shoot guns. So is that like he does occasionally shoot the gun? Is that why? I don't know. But
probably not.
Who knows?
Who knows? Speaking about how people can be free is very dangerous.
Right?
Yeah. Telling people, teaching people, learning them.
Yeah.
How freedom works and how they too can have limited amounts of freedom because California, but telling them how to stay within the law for this thing that they love and not get in trouble for doing activities with this thing that I love. That's dangerous. Really, really dangerous. I mean,
I'm getting heated right now just imagining somebody else having a good time and enjoying something.
Yeah. I mean, this guy is a nuisance. He's a menace to society.
Get him out.
Yeah.
Get him out. Cancel him. Burn him. Torch him. No, but yeah, there's this interview. You guys check it out. Where he's on Recoil Web. He does an interview about it, and even in it, he's so cool. He's just so chill about it. And he's like, I'm going to keep working. I'm going to try to get it reversed, and we're going to keep going. And that's what I expect from Reno May. And I wish him the best of luck. But yeah, you know what? That's a lot of his videos are, hey, Californians, this is how to legally do the thing. For those of you who don't know, like that's a lot of his content is telling people in California how they can, within the law, do what they want to do. And apparently that's no bueno.
Yeah. Sons of bitches. I swear.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just, and you know what the thing that sucks is that I just look at it and I just go, well, there, but for the grace of God, go I. Yeah. Right. And that's why y'all need to pay attention to this, because it's, this kind of stuff, it has a lot of impacts, right? Far and wide. And you look at the content and, maybe he did upload something that I don't know about, right? That's bad. I don't know. I haven't looked at everything. Right.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Maybe he did a bad. Maybe he said the F word. Maybe he did one of those unforgivable things. Maybe he said the S word within the first 30 seconds of a video. You're not allowed.
Really? Are you not allowed? Because
you got to wait 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. Because every single maker YouTube person that I watch, they cuss all the time.
Yep. But you got to wait 30 seconds.
Wow.
It's okay after 30 seconds.
Huh. Fair enough. I had no idea.
Which, I mean, that kind of makes sense. Anyway, but it does kind of make sense, because if you just come out, come out the gate blasting, is Gain detergent going to want to have anything to do with your content? Probably not.
Right.
And so it is interesting, right, that there's a lot at play here with these decisions. But Reno May, I mean, come on, the guy he's a good cat. Didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Free my mans.
Agreed. I hope he gets overturned.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? I super hope he does. But I think it's important that we pay attention and we watch these things and just notice, right? Because it's all a black box. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it totally is.
Yeah. Well, that's all of our news.
Yes, sir.
Yep. That's it.
That's it. There's one more thing. What was it? I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Matt turns himself into a walking patchboard.
Patchboard, the Patriot Batch Company.
Exactly.
Somebody after I did this the other time issued me a challenge.
Okay.
He challenged me to a beard off, and I was like, what? I was like, what does that entail or whatever? Yeah. And then he saw the episode where I did this.
Yeah.
And he sent me a picture of Twitter. And so his beard was like a full meter long. And it just had patches the whole way from his sideburns down.
Well, that's just weird.
So whatever a beard off is, I lost.
Apparently.
But this dude it was something.
I was just looking, because I think I have a Brownells patch that is just a mustache. And I was
he had one of those.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he did. And he had a lot of the same patches, so I was a little disappointed there. But just want to give a shout out to that guy who beat me in the beard off.
Wow. Well, next time you'll know the rules, and then hopefully you can put forth a better showing.
Yeah, I can't grow a beard like that. I mean, like I could, I just don't want to. Like it at this rate, it gets caught in stuff.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
And the thought of having one of those beards that is like that goes out. I don't know if there's an official beard term for that or not.
Yeah, the beard thing that goes up.
Oh yeah, the barrel shroud, the beard shroud.
Yes, the beard shroud.
Having a beard shroud, it just like I don't want to do it, so I'll take the L and move on. I mean, what do you think? Have you ever tried to get a beard shroud?
No, this is the longest my beard's ever been, and it just looks like my face got AIDS. Basically, I don't have a good beard.
There's nothing wrong with your beard.
There's pirates that were named after the beards. You got black beard and red beard. I'd be gay beard.
I don't know about that.
It's filthy. It's like leprosy and rabies got together and had a child, and it lived.
Struggle face.
Yeah,
that would be your pirate name.
Taser face.
What is a taser? I don't see any Glocks on your face. But
if you like patches and you want to win the beard off, you got to get the product, and you get the product from patriotpatch.co.
You do. And honestly, if you do that,
yeah,
you can join this thing. It's an elite club.
Wow.
Only for, top competitors.
All right.
Patch of the month club. They send you one every month, fresh.
That sounds very bespoke.
It really is. If you want to have the finest custom beard, you're going to have to become a member. We got a code if you're interested. It's Twig 10, TWIG 10. Yeah. And that will it'll give you a money savings is what I've been told. I haven't confirmed it myself, but you guys go investigate for yourselves if you want to do some deep dive journalism.
Do it. And this is all winning all the time. So Twig 10, patriotpatch.co.
There you go, fellers.
All right, man. Anything else?
That is all. We will see y'all very soon. Sorry for not being so regular, but we have had our fiber. So I think that we are going to be more regular going forward.
Absolutely. Last week I was traveling, and we're both really bad at reading the calendar and knowing what day of the week it is.
Yeah. So I'm going to set an alarm that just says it's Wednesday, my dude. And that's this top secret. I don't know, whatever day we record is the day.
I don't know. Top secret. Anyway, bye.
All right, laters, guys.